Yo, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. I am your friend Y311H. Today, we don't just watch, we get to see deeper. Some of these clips are strange and even unsettling, but that's the point. In a world full of distractions and noise, the truth rarely shouts, it whispers. And today, we get to listen. But before that, we press play. Let's set our hearts and mind right with a word from the book of wisdom. And today, it comes from Isaiah, from chapter 30, verse 21. Listen to what it says. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way. Walk in it." Interesting. Let's say a quick prayer. Thank you, Father, for life and your goodness. Thank you for this beautiful day, Father, and the videos you have today. Together with your beautiful child here, today's viewer, we come before you in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Dear Lord, we pray that you may guide us through these videos, Father. Help us to react to them by spreading love and peace to the whole world together with this viewer. And as we do so, may you intervene in these viewers' life, Father. Transform their lives, give them strength, dear Lord. Be merciful to them and forgive them all their sins, Father. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Now, my friend, let's see what they don't want us to see.
Oh!
Scientists in Mexico found fiber optics inside of the Boogosphere. This is an amazing discovery. These are the first exclusive images of these fiber optics they found inside of the Boogosphere. According to scientists in Mexico, these fiber optics were gathering information about our weather, about our climate on planet Earth. Now, my question is the Boogosphere sending all these data to a mothership in the universe? Is there something else that we don't know about? Is there a base, an extraterrestrial base here on this planet? Now, I have to say, whoever was behind the Boogosphere, whoever was controlling the Boogosphere, was really trying to get information about us. That is 100%. So, fiber optics, man, this is incredible. Do you believe this whole mystery about these Boogosphere is controlled by some type of extraterrestrial entity out there in the universe? Is there a mothership up there that we just don't know about? Do you believe that?
The generational beef between owls and crows is the craziest thing ever. Like, they're literally born with the instincts to eliminate each other. During the daytime, crows will literally put together flocks and go look for owls, driving them out of their nest and out of their neighborhood. And during the daytime, owls are just trying to sleep. Talk about a rude awakening. However, crows have a good reason to do so, because when nighttime comes around, the tables turn. Owls can fly completely silent, and they will literally fly nest to nest, eliminating every crow they find, and their eggs. It's war. In other words, if you live in an area where there's both owls and crows, you live in a battlefield.
It was spreading the word that rock and roll was the devil's music, and if you play records backwards mixed in amongst the gibberish, you could hear extra messages that were supposedly demons speaking to you. So I had a whole bunch of scared and frightened teenagers on my hands. I'm a natural skeptic, and I immediately went home that night and rewired some of my equipment to play the tapes in reverse and to show the kids the next morning, well, listen, look, I play this hit backwards, there ain't nothing there. Much to my surprise, I played the record backwards and I heard a very clear and intelligent English phrase. I thought, oh my, gee whiz. I ran it back again and there it was. I went and called one of my friends and asked him over to see me, asked him to come over and play it in reverse without telling him what to hear, and he also heard the same thing. I checked the soundtrack for intentional insertions. This track has been manipulated with, was the obvious thing that first came to my mind. I did oscilloscope checks and some computer waveform checks and found the soundtrack to be quite pure and untainted. The next 2 or 3 months I played back the majority of my musical collection at the time, which consisted of a range of rock and roll to gospel to love songs, country and western, and found a wide cross-section of reversed messages that normally related directly to the theme of the song. If the song was about the occult, then you would find reversals about the occult. If the song was about gospel music, you would find reversals about gospel, praising God. Well, it depends on the integrity of the gospel artist, of course. If it was about love, you would find reversals about love. Some very basic questions came to my mind. It was obvious that there was no intentional manipulation. These reverse phrases were occurring as a direct result of the way the speaker or the singer at the time was constructing his sounds of speech. In other words, the peculiar phonetic rhythms and patterns to his voice. I could find no research anywhere being done into reversed soundtracks. This puzzled me somewhat. I would have thought that a phenomenon as widespread as this would have at least been looked at at some level from an academic viewpoint. About a year later, I moved on to normal human speech. I remember the night quite well, and we had a few people over and someone said to me, well listen David, why don't we record our room conversation and play it in reverse? And then my reaction was, get out of here, play a conversation backwards. We played the room conversation in reverse, and sure enough, right mixed in amongst the gibberish about once every 30 seconds were very clear and direct, intelligent statements that were a reflection of what the speaker was thinking and feeling at the time. It seemed to me impossible that we could speak in such a way that we're delivering two messages simultaneously. And for the next 2 or 3 years I spent thousands of hours analysing tapes, finding cross-references and patterns, and by the time 1987 came around, I had really discovered so many common factors to this whole phenomenon that there had to be something real to it. Then in beginning of 87, I remember I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and it was like something just clicked. And then I thought, this is another form of communication. It has to be. And I coined the phrase reverse speech and wrote the very first draft of my theory. It basically states that the process of spoken communication is twofold. As all of us are communicating with each other, we are constructing the sounds of our speech in such a way that we are delivering two messages simultaneously. One is coming forwards from the conscious mind, which is how I'm speaking to you now, and the other one is coming in reverse from the unconscious mind. Well, many of you have had experiences where you have been speaking to people and you, within the first 3 or 4 sentences, you get a gut feeling that there's something more than what this guy's telling you. Like he's either telling you the truth or he's telling you a lie, or there's something extra. A lot of us call that intuition. It is my contention that the existence of the reverse speech process explains many aspects of human intuition. I've conducted numerous independent blind scientific tests to independently verify the phenomena. There's just not enough time in the hour I've got here to cover that.
This is a perfect example as to why almost everyone with a keyless vehicle needs to buy a Faraday box. At first, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on here. We see this guy walking up to the front porch. He's got this weird contraption, and you might not believe it, but this guy is carjacking the person who owns the house. So keyless vehicles, ones that open up without requiring you to open it manually, you can just open the door if you have the keys, are susceptible to a new form of carjacking known as relay theft. What these thieves are able to do is buy these devices off of Amazon that cost roughly $100, stand somewhat close to your key fob, and relay that signal over to the vehicle so the vehicle thinks the key is right next to it. They can then open it, start it, and drive off. Some of these devices are extremely powerful as well, able to pick up signals from hundreds of feet away. So the best way to prevent this is to buy a Faraday box that keeps your key signal inside. As you guys saw, it only takes a couple of seconds for this to happen, so you're not going to be able to see this, run outside, and stop them.
Stick Nation.
Did you just call me a bitch? Did you call me a bitch? Yeah. Why?
Dodge, can you spot a dumbass bitch?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I'm so hungry I could eat a damn dog.
Will you be my Valentine? What? Out aloud on the bed, you. No!
You're adopted. Yeah, you're not mine. You're adopted. Yeah.
Riley! Look at me!
Ziva, you don't get a treat till she sits. Sit.
Bailey, are you sad? No.
I can't help you at the moment, dude. I'm a little indisposed.
Coming up to a big old opening here. Look at this. Definitely been flattened out for some reason. Oh, what is this? Oh my goodness. I reckon that's an entrance. Oh, but I hate to say it, I think it is locked. Look at this. I mean, enormous. You could fit a missile in here. Yeah, look, it's locked. It definitely means we have reached the military base. I just gotta find a way underground. Can't go this way, unfortunately. And then here you've got a little guard post. Let's see what's at the end of this road. Whoa, what is this? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look here, they've actually got netting here, and they've put rocks in it. I reckon this is old camouflage netting. My goodness. This place was never meant to be found. But it looks like it is locked as well. Yeah, look at this. That is so annoying. What is going on in there? These still seem like really major entrances. My hope is I can come across a smaller one. This is very cool. It means most certainly I'm on top of a military base. I'm gonna keep looking around, see if I can find another way underground. Oh, we got something here. Some sort of metal box. Wow. Well, this definitely housed a lot of electronics. Look at this. Electronic wiring would have gone over this. This was a major power generator, I reckon. It's a little bit funny to have such a big military base hidden underground, but then maybe have the generator powering it, not hidden at all. I gotta question the design on that one. I mean, I am a little bit worried I won't be actually able to find a way inside the base. But as I continued to follow the dirt road, I soon found a small, overgrown trail. I'm gonna trust that the mines are gone. So I decided to follow it. I pushed through the thick overgrowth, hoping it might lead to a hidden entrance to the underground base. But as I neared the summit, something strange caught my eye just off the trail.
When you're dealing with someone you think might be a psychopath, watch them. When a firecracker goes off or the light bursts or somebody drops something, do they go like this or do they go like this? There was a study done. We're putting a person in here, we're gonna shock them. We're gonna count from 10 to 0, we're gonna shock them. And they would read out how fast their heart was beating, how fast they were breathing, were they sweating, what was going on. And for normal people, everything would happen. They say, okay, we're going again. Then their heart would start beating faster and they start breathing heavier. And the ones they found that were psychopaths, nothing would happen. They'd count 10, 9, nothing would change. You can't scare them. You can't get them worried about anything. You can't get them heated up. You can't get them all tense about something that's going to happen. There's a part of their brain called the amygdala, which is part of the limbic system, and it's not functioning properly or it's missing. So there's no fear with them.
Donald Trump has banned citizens of 12 countries from visiting the United States.
We will not allow people to enter our country who wish to do us harm, and nothing will stop.
In the announcement, the president said the countries have hostile attitudes to the US. The ban includes Afghanistan, Myanmar, Haiti, and Iran. 7 other nations will also face restrictions.
Drink water from your own well. Share your love only with your wife. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets having sex with just anyone? You should reserve it for yourselves. Never share it with strangers. Let your wife be a fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son, by an immoral woman or fondle the breasts of a promiscuous woman? For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. An evil man is held captive by his own sins. They are ropes that catch and hold him. He will die for lack of self-control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness.
Sorry, if I can just pause you. You just said something which made my ears prick up. They are part of CERN.
Yes, because actually CERN is dealing with radionuclear research.
Right.
It's nuclear research. But it is more than that, because there are lots of physicians, I know some, they're doing very strange experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out. It's physicists from the CERN who told me this.
They've testified to beings coming in and out of portals.
Yes. And they were saying, I mean, I met them at a dinner, and there were 2 of them, and both said that, yes, they have, secondhand proof that the people who they're dealing with the boson of Higgs and subatomic things. So they have apparently in the bottom of the CERN this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions. They say there are 17 different dimensions of reality. That's what those physicists say. Some others say there are more dimensions. We know the time, space, the tri-dimensional X, Y, Z in a graphic. But then you have more dimensions, and they are playing with that. They're using that, and we're a group, and they had a being. They did not tell me more. Who came that doesn't resemble a human, and then they had another one, and they have a proof because they left a scarf. They left a scarf, and now, when you look at what is going on in the CERN, there is a fight from some of the military agencies. Intel, they say that there is a fight on time. They're trying to change time. I'm just saying that because as a scientist, you cannot not say something so important. Because if you can deal with the smallest energies on Earth, you can imagine that you can go through other realms of dimensions. They say, yeah. So I will stop there. But CERN is very important, and it's in Geneva, and they have a tunnel for their experiment that is going down to Milano, to Genova, under the lake.
Why is Geneva?
Much more than,
why is Geneva of such significance? Because you've got the
If you go and apply for a job and you think they're asking you questions about your skills, ability, and background, they're not. They're asking you questions to figure out if they like you. And then you ask if you got the job, and they tell you that they hired someone whose job skills more closely matched the job. And so you think you just weren't qualified for the job, but you just actually weren't likable. What people tend to do is they go back to school and they get another degree, but what they really ought to do is master the skill of likability. The skills on your resume will get you an interview, but the character and your personality will get you the job.
Here's one New York tip no other New Yorker has thought of. If you're from out of town and you see yourself nearing one of these, yeah, retract those steps, take your ass to the curb, step over whatever and walk over here. You could thank me later for that one. If you know, you know, and I swear to God, you do not want to know.
Yo, children of God, thanks for watching up to this point. We've come across interesting stuff, and like some people once said that information is power. Through these videos, we've seen lots of information. From the strange floating, is it called a bagosphere? That thing that looks strange, like a metal ball floating from who knows where out of this world. Well, my friend, those could be some of the things that prove there's intelligent things outside this world. But that's not enough. We've also seen the Good Vibes guy that was telling us about how he played several songs in reverse and they played different information. That's mind-blowing stuff, Good Vibes source. Have you ever thought of it that way? Anyway, we've also seen the beauty of God's creations, wonderful animals that he created, and how magneticful, just wonderful they are. From the crows and the owls having disputes that no one can explain, to the dogs that were even playing Smash. That's incredible stuff, my friend. All these are beautiful creations of God. And there is one thing we've seen that has caught my mind. In English lands, apparently there is people from certain countries that can't now visit English lands. Why is that so? Good Vibes source. We are all children of God. We should all be loving and caring to one another the way we do for ourselves. Anyway, let's keep on watching. What's coming up is even more interesting. I hope you don't miss out and hit that like button. Much love till the end.
Here's how you explain to your customers what you sell so they actually buy. Imagine your first product that you sell is what they actually want, water to hydrate them. But they're also going to need a cup to drink out of. This should be your secondary offer. Of course, how are they going to drink out of this cup, which becomes your third line offer? This straw. And then, because you know your audience so well and you know they like to drink whilst they drive, water only, you're going to want to sell them a cup holder for their car. Now, out of one problem, the fact that they were thirsty, you've just structured 4 offers, and that reflects the correct use of a product pathway, which is exactly what we teach in the full library. And if you haven't got one, you are costing yourself sales.
Guys, the house is lighting up again. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Casey, it's back and better! Run! What the fuck? What? Oh, Scarlet. What? Are you kidding me? Guys. I hit the whole thing. I've never seen Casey run.
It's been years since I left New York. I gotta
See this bottle cap? Hello, can you go? Explain this, somebody. Explain to me what's spinning in this water. This water keeps turning into a whirlpool. And I'm trying to catch it on camera. I've seen it for the 3rd time. This time I'm gonna let my camera run. This see if we're gonna do it again. I keep seeing a whirlpool of water move around. There you go, you just seen it. It's doing it. See that? What is that? It's coming toward me. Just watch. You know? They keep coming towards me. Bro, this is me. It must be me. Open the seat. Oh my God. Oh my God. I made a big one. Oh my God. Oh my God, big water.
As a farmer, I'm not allowed to keep my own seeds to plant them again for next year's crop, but that is mostly by choice. That's because the seeds in these boxes here that we plant every year are genetically engineered to do various things that we want them to do. Genetically engineered means genetically modified. GMO, the GMO seeds that you guys hear all about. And we choose those seeds for multiple reasons, which we can get into later, but for right now I'm going to address the fact that we're not allowed to replant those seeds. So first of all, we wouldn't want to replant them because these seeds have been hybridized and genetically engineered for different things. If we take the seeds from this crop this fall and we wanted to invest in a cleaner and a treater and a machine that would inspect them for cracks and then size them appropriately because you want similar sized seed in your planter in order to get the planter to work the most efficiently it can, to be the most accurate. If we wanted to do that and we planted them, first of all, it wouldn't grow a very good crop because that's not how these seeds work. It would be a weird looking crop. It would be low yielding. It would not be healthy plants. It really wouldn't be what we would need it to be. Second of all, the intellectual property into these seeds, the genetic engineering into these seeds is owned by the big companies. So we do not own the genetics, the DNA in these seeds, where they have taken rungs in the ladder of the DNA and put those into those seeds for different reasons, again, which we can get into later. That is owned by the seed companies because they're the ones that have put the time, the facilities, the testing, the scientists, everything into the seeds to create what it is we want to have in our fields. And we knowingly sign a technology usage agreement, I believe that's what it's called, when we buy these seeds every year. So we know ahead of time we're not allowed to replant those seeds, we're not allowed to resell those seeds. We are using them for our use on our farm, and then we can sell the crop from there on. We cannot clean that seed, treat that seed, and sell that seed, reuse that seed, because we do not own the genetics in it. Now again, that's by choice. That isn't because we're forced to buy these seeds from these big evil companies, and I won't use any specific names. It's because we choose to use those genetics because they're the best, because they provide a return on investment. There are different ways, maybe I shouldn't have said they're the best because some people are going to chew me apart for that. There are different seeds, different genetics that you can purchase and you do own it and you can replant the seed if you choose to do that. It's a different business model than what we have going here right now at this moment. We feel that this seed is worth the money. And that's why we use it, because it offers various benefits that replanting your own seed would not offer. So this is a choice. I choose to purchase this seed knowing that I can't replant my seed next year. And that goes with all the farmers that are planting similar types of seed. When you hear these rumors about farmers not being allowed to replant their seed for next year, it's true, but they did it by choice. They did that knowingly. And just to clear up my opinion on the rumors about farmers being sued because someone's seed blows across the road and this big evil company finds some seed of theirs in the field next door and sues that farmer. Seed doesn't blow across the road on accident. It doesn't. And even more so, big evil companies don't come out and happen to test one plant that had those genetics in it from some random seed blowing across the road. Doesn't happen like that. So if that... No. That was the farmer's excuse when he tried replanting seed and he got busted. That's my opinion. It's probably right. Also, I don't give a crap about the big name seed companies. I'm not defending them in any way. I really could care less. I'm just saying it's how it is.